Good afternoon. It's 3 o'clock. I'd like to call the Library Board of Trustees meeting to order. And if you could join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 3 on the agenda is for public comment. Is there any public comment? Seeing there is none, we'll move on to item 4, roll call of members.
Sari Kaler.
Ryan Swarzak.
Maddie Cerna.
Item 5 is verification of the posting of the agenda.
Tara Adams for the record. The agenda was posted on the 17th day of July, 2026, between the hours of 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. at all locations on the agenda in accordance with statutes.
Thank you. Item 6, consideration and possible action, approval of minutes of meeting held on June 25th, 2026. Any discussion? I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve the minutes of the meeting held on June 25th, 2026.
Motion was made by Maddie. Is there a second?
I'm Sari Kaler, and I will second that motion.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is any public comment? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Item 7 is training. Discussion of training module 7 completed by the Library Board of Trustees and Library Director. John?
Thank you, Ryan. Chapter 7 was our trustee training module, which was on library board officers and their responsibilities. And so they provided an overview of the chair and vice chair, and if you had a secretary. And so basically the workbook assignment just asks that the board grows from different traditions and have different ideas about the type and number of officers they need. In your trustee workbook, write down the various roles that are part of your library board and identify briefly the responsibilities of that role. So we don't have to go through each one, but yeah, for the board, you know, you do so much, but would you like to share some of your responsibilities that's part of your role?
Ryan has been showing up very consistently, but I know that if he was occupied otherwise, that I would lead, as the vice chair, I would lead the meeting in his place.
Yes, that's correct, yeah. And I know that, you know, for the chair role, you know, just you can keep, you know, the board, you know, towards forward momentum on decisions. But something interesting was the ability to appoint committees, and not that we need to, but that was interesting that he had the ability to do that if it was necessary, and assign members to a task, but as part of his delegation abilities. But anyone else, you know, I guess, Sari, if I put you on the spot, you do a lot on both this Churchill Library Association and here, so can you explain that a little bit briefly?
Sure. And I guess first off, for this training, I thought it was more of the duties, like the director and the chairperson and the vice chairperson, secretary, which we don't have right now, and they also listed a treasurer. And then there's us free floaters, and that don't really have a title, but I feel like the board as a whole, we all have a duty to represent the library and just make sure everything is going well, that the programming is going well, that everything is just fitting. And I think for me personally, the best way I can make sure that's happening is to actually be active in the library. Sometimes I haven't been to very many programs lately, but through volunteering, I have discovered a whole plethora of stuff. You know, I've got to kind of snoop in on story time and see how it's going, and so that's how it is. Oh, I guess another duty is liaison, because I serve as liaison between the board and the CLA, and so I need to tell the CLA what's going on with the board and vice versa.
Yes.
And sometimes I remember and sometimes I don't. So, but yeah, that's our duties as board members, just making sure we're proactive for the library.
Thank you so much. Yes, you do. You know, I just want to say that, like Sari mentioned, you know, we always love to see board members at events or programs or in the library and see, and interact with our community, and also just help us spread some of the great things we're doing in the library, some of the programs and events with your constituents or family and friends. You know, that means so much to be an advocate for the library. So it's you don't get the credit you all deserve, but the library family really appreciates it. So thank you. Well, is there any other questions, regarding this training module?
I do want to say, sort of a question, sort of a statement, but we've got plenty of time, but I am curious or hopeful, or I would like to have at least a discussion, maybe a little bit of a training about how our election will work for the board officers in January. We don't need to talk about, but just sometime it might be nice if that was an actual point on the agenda and we could chat about it a bit more.
Yes, that makes sense. So yes, we'll. Oh,
I'm here.
Hi, can you
hello.
hear us, Sue?
I can hear you. I had to get my grandson. My Google account wasn't letting me on because I'm in Nebraska. I'm on.
Okay, great. We can hear you too.
Thank you.
well, yeah, great to hear you, Dr. Sue. And we're just concluding our trustee training discussion. And thank you for your feedback, Maddie, about the elections. I'll keep that in mind. And that concludes my portion here, unless anyone else.
Sue, I know you just joined. Do you have any comments on the training?
Oh, no, it was, honestly, I've been gone for 3 weeks. Can you believe it? So I read it maybe 3 weeks ago.
Well, that's okay. We get good discussion about, the board has a lot of abilities, but just coming to the library and, just supporting programs and interacting with our staff, and observing how the library is doing is great. And then advocating for the library when you're ever in a community, that's something a role that the board can do. So that's something we briefly discussed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other discussion? Any questions for John? Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Item 9 is the library director's report.
Did I forget it? Oh, I'm sorry. Item 8 is Library Board of Trustees report.
Thank you, Ryan.
Sorry.
No, it's good. I have a lot to say. So, I want to remind everybody that Books, Bites, and Beverages, I don't know if the cameras can see that. It is coming up on August 7th at 6:30 p.m. It's going to be a really good time of socializing and meeting people and learning about books. We'll have raffles. And if you guys need any tickets and you have cash on hand, you can come directly to me and I can sell you some tickets. And I would appreciate that too, because this is as much socializing as I get per week. So this is good. But it's going to be a good time and it will really support our library. The money will go to the library through the CLA, and this is to help out with programs that is beyond the county's budget. So like summer reading, I know the volunteer reception, the CLA has paid through donations through that. I'm drawing a blank.
This is story time, crafts, crafting for grown-ups, adult lunch book club. Yeah, so a lot of different variety of programs that the CLA supports, so we're very thankful.
Yeah, and STEAM, and it's not necessarily the CLA, it's all of you guys who donate to the CLA. So I'm sorry to talk over you, John. I don't mean it that way. I just want to express my appreciation for our community out there that supports the library. Like I said earlier, I have had the opportunity to go to the library, not necessarily for the programming, but to, I've just been volunteering, but I've got to see and witness a lot of things. I shelved the DVDs and I was like, this is so awesome. I was alphabetizing them and I want to go back old school and just rent some DVDs and watch some movies that I didn't know were out there that look really, really interesting. The library has quite a selection, so I would definitely promote that besides just books and programs. I want to give a shout out to the staff. They are doing so great. I got to see Magdalena in her story time I think it was yesterday, and there was so many people there. It was awesome. I loved it. I love seeing all the little kids. I love seeing the moms. It was just great. I also got to see how the library has changed a little bit with the shelving. The new shelves are in, and the library, the story time is actually where it was when my kids were little and had story time at the library in the little children's section nook. And Magdalena has a rocking chair, and I think she's still kind of getting used to that because she used to sit on the floor, but I'm sure her back will appreciate it. So it was just wonderful. And every time I go into the library, it really feels like home. It's like my second home. So thank you, John, for keeping it running, and I really am grateful for you and your staff.
Thank you so much. We have a great team, so thank you.
I was also able to see Storytime in action. I was able to help Magdalena this week, and I read several books to two groups of kids, which was great. My kids are older, so I get to a lot of the other programming, but I haven't been to a Storytime in many years, so that was really nice. It was a lot of fun. The kids were very enthusiastic. As Sari said, the staff is great. There's a great team at the library, and I really enjoy being able to get over there so often. So I just want to say thank you to staff, thank you to the community who support the library. I'm glad that it's here. So, thank you.
Thank you, Maddie.
Any other staff reports? Okay. Hearing none, we'll go on to item 9, the library director's report.
Yes, great. Into some exciting news, but regarding personnel, we've identified an adult services librarian who has accepted an offer. So we're just currently working with HR on the next steps, but we're so excited to have that person on board and providing wonderful programming and services to our community. And so I'll give you an update soon. But with financial matters, we're concluding our fiscal year, 2025 to 2026. And so like June 30th was kind of the deadline to get our orders in, received. And so just working on the budget, and we're also concluding and doing our reporting for grant reimbursements at the moment. And so that includes the roughly like $27,000 in the competitive grant and the $4,500 in the collection development grant. So I'm glad to get these grants, but we're just working on the paperwork. And so this means we have a lot of, like Sari said, new furniture with the 9 new bookshelves that we have in the children's collection. And we have a lot more materials because of the orders, such as new manga, DVDs, books, and so there's a lot of new material for community. With training, yes, we really appreciate the ability to close the library on Monday, July 20th for our professional development day, where we had the ability to work with facilities who did a great job with uninstalling the old shelves and transporting it back into the workroom. And then my staff, we already did work prior, but we spent some work getting the books back on, vacuuming the spaces and pushing carts where they need to be. And then, of course, the reason we did this was that to increase circulation, because our patrons can now easily browse and view the beautiful book covers. And so, based on other libraries, circulation will increase is our expectation. It also created more space for Magdalena, our children's librarian, to do story times in that area that was mentioned by Sari and Maddie. So, okay, great job, Maddie, on reading the books. You did a great job. And so we're just going to continue talking to the community and get their feedback on these changes, because the carts are on wheels, so we can always move it, which is great. A lot of this work was done after the report was submitted, so for the next board meeting, I'll have pictures and before and after and kind of show you some of the numbers since the move. With technology, we have to use some of our grant items for programming and marketing, and so we've been using the chomp saw for the cardboard for a bad art, like kind of board game making program, and so we're using those kind of technologies. We also have about 6 new Samsung tablets. Some of them will be available to check out with their library card, and they'll be able to use it in-house and just learn how to sign up and log into the databases. We can also help them, you can print off of these devices, because we're kind of limited on public computers, so this can be a good option for our patrons. We'll also have 4 DVD players to check out, because some community members do not have a DVD player and they enjoy movies, so that will be something that they can enjoy and check out. So these items should be ready for circulation by end of July, maybe sooner, but that should be ready for the public. With programming, it was a really successful summer reading program kickoff on June 6th. So thank you to everyone that showed up the board members, CLA, the community, and so thank you to everyone. We had a magician, Larry Wilson, a bounce house, cotton candy, various crafts, and so over 181 people attended to the event. And then, as of now, it's 600 prizes have been distributed. And so the summer reading program will end on July 31st. And also by that time, we will announce the grand prize winners for our various raffles for everyone that registered for summer reading program. So it's not too late for people to register and get like free books and items and then get entered into the raffle. Yes, story times, it's a really successful month. A total attendance of 404 people in the month of June. So yeah, recent themes were like the ocean and places in America. The author talks have gained popularity. We had 3 author talks for a total attendance of 37 people. And so that's been a great turnout. Chess club, yeah, we have every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Various chess matches. We can teach people how to play. We had 61 people for those various chess clubs. And then, like I mentioned, we're using cool new technologies for our programs such as Bad Art, where kids had a blast using the chomp saw and the ease and accuracy of it it doesn't cut or harm the little fingers. So the kids were just making these cool designed board games. So next week, there'll be the Lake Tahoe Shakespeare Festival on Wednesday, July 28th at 4 p.m. And so the young troupe will perform Macbeth. About 10 members will come out here. So that's going to be exciting. And then August 4th, we'll have the Nevada Department of Wildlife. It had to be rescheduled for that date. And that will be at 2 p.m. And they'll present on wildlife. They'll have a live animal, artifacts such as like animal bones and pelt and different things. So that should be exciting. And finally, books, bites, and beverages on Friday, August 7th. Like Sari mentioned, it'll be a great time for food and just entering into these raffles. And the event will be based on 5 genres: fantasy, Western and Nevada lore, mystery and true crime, romance, horror, and hauntings. And so that's going to be there'll be different stations with different collections and different prizes associated with these genres. And so tickets are available, $35 at the library, cash. And so I look forward to meeting you all. And yeah, so we welcome the community to come out here. So with that in mind, I want to highlight 2 things on our stats page. Is that in June we had about 9,500 plus total circulation for physical and digital. So that includes our kits, our audiobooks, and our e-collection. So that's 9,500. That's a great number. And then also in our social media highlight, we got over 1,900 likes from a social media posting. I'll just read it. We were thanked and tagged in the post from Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh, which received over 1,900 likes from people all across the nation. And what the posting was, hello from Pennsylvania. Your book was returned to our county library in Fallon, Nevada. This book sure is a traveler, from Lily, our library assistant. So, we basically sent it over to Pennsylvania and they posted it. So I just want to thank our wonderful library team for its excellent customer service and programming. And with displays, we did an America 250th display. And so you can see the pictures there. And we kind of highlighted our collection, like books on the Independence Day. And then we also have these new mobile book display carts from a grant. So we highlighted our summer collection. So thank you to Lily for setting up these displays. And that's all I have for my report. You have any questions?
I have 2 questions, John. The first one is the tablets that you talked about that get checked out are they're checked out just in-house, or can they go home with people?
Right. At the moment, we are just having it like in-house at the moment, and just kind of piloting it in-house for programming and just for people to, because we're creating, like, we have to order these like protectors, case protectors, and so we want to see how people handle them in-house first, and then potentially we can explore options for checking it from home and taking it out. So that's something that we can consider.
Okay, good. I didn't know. So thank you for clarifying that. And my next question and last question is for the social media highlight. I love it. I thought it was super cute. But was that a book just accidentally returned to you, or was it from like one of your book renting programs where you get it from another library?
It was just accidentally put in our book drop. So we got
Well,
a lot
that's
of,
awesome.
yeah.
I love that your library is conscientious of other libraries on the clear other side of America, so that's great.
Yeah, it was very funny, and yeah, we're happy to help. It was funny.
John, I appreciate the report, and you are doing a great job at the library. I'm very impressed when I'm there.
Well, thank you very much, Ryan. Thank you.
And I do recommend anybody that can attend the
Books, Bites, and Beverages.
Bites and Beverages on the 7th. I won't be there. I've attended a couple of them in the past. I'll be on vacation, so.
I understand.
Any other questions for John, comments? Okay. We'll move on to item 10, which is new business. Consideration and possible action, approval of the monthly budget reports for June of 2026. Any comments, questions? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the budget report for June 2026.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made by Sari, seconded by Sue, Dr. Sue Segura. Is there any public comments? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Second item under new business, consideration and possible action, approval of library gift fund report for June of 2026. Any discussion? Comments? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I will make a motion to approve the library gift fund report for June 2026.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made by Sari and seconded by Dr. Segura. Any public comments? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Item 11 is future agenda items. Is there any items that the board would like to see on the next agenda? Okay, hearing none, we'll go on to item 12. Second, public comment. Is there any public comment? Hearing none. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.